Brampton is known as a flower city.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we can see for the last 2 to 3 years, there's big increase in the crime.
Yeah.
So gun control, banning the handguns.
Yeah.
There are so many demands from the public that we should do something quickly, to stop it. So have you discussed with Jagmeet or at the party forum what the party's policies are on that?
So crime is definitely something that we're hearing at the doors. And again, as somebody that has lived here, I've seen the escalation from when I was younger to what it is today. But to the point about cuts, I think that goes to show we don't need Band-Aid solutions in Brampton. We don't need governments or representatives to come in with a patchwork solution. We need to be serious about investing in services that reduce crime and give people who are potentially vulnerable the opportunity to get ahead. But again, because we have been neglected, we haven't had that level of investment at the local level. So I think as members or as potential leaders in our community, we need to stand up and say, we deserve our fair share, and we need to continue investing in services that'll help support people and prevent them from potentially going into crime.
Okay, NDP is known as fighting for the rights of workers,
Yes.
the labor class. We can see Oshawa plant is being closed down. There are some crises in the country as far as the jobs are concerned. So what will be the policies of NDP as far as the job opportunities for the young generations, people who are aspiring for good career?
Yeah, I think we need to invest in people, and we need to invest in young people. The example of Oshawa that you brought up is a perfect example. The federal government gave a blank check to General Motors and bailed them out using our tax dollars. So they put our tax dollars towards a corporate bailout for General Motors with no strings attached, which allowed them to leave and lay off workers there. We've seen that in Brampton at the Chrysler plant where there have been layoffs. And I think that goes to show what happens when a government favors a corporation and the interests of a large corporation and not the workers. Sears is another example who received federal funding but has stolen pensions from its workers. So New Democrats believe in investing in workers, not the people at the top and not the corporations, and making sure that those opportunities and support remain to be there.
Okay, Brampton is a very diverse city.
Yeah.
People from all over the world, they come here, they make Brampton their home.
Yeah.
You must be knocking at the doors, meeting people. So what is your impression so far when you are meeting your constituents, your residents in the riding?
Yeah, I think people are proud to call Brampton home and are happy to live in such a diverse and vibrant community, like you said. But they also feel like we've been left behind. And I'm talking to a lot of people who think Brampton has a reputation of a city that doesn't get its fair share. Again, we elected 5 Liberal members in the last election and should have had such a strong voice in the House of Commons, but we unfortunately haven't, and I think a lot of people feel like we're suffering because of that. But at the end of the day, people still love to live in our city. We have so much to offer, so many things for young people, for families, a vibrant community, but in order to maintain that, we need to continue investing in the services and programs people need, instead of talking about doing that at election time and then going to Ottawa and forgetting about the priorities of the people that sent us there.
Okay, and immigration is another very vital, very important issue for our country. We need more immigrants.
Yep.
They're building up the country. But when they come here, they come with big dreams, lots of aspirations. So it's very difficult to keep that balance. So what are the policies of NDP as far as the immigration is concerned?
Sure. So, like you said, Canada is a country that's built on immigration. We rely on immigrants to grow our economy, but there are definitely shortcomings. I think one of the big things that the NDP is talking about is recognizing foreign credentials. We have many skilled people that come into our country but aren't able to work at a level that they are certified for because their credentials from another country aren't recognized. I think when we have talented people like that immigrating to Canada, we should acknowledge that and allow them to fulfill their potential. Another problem is the issue of family reunification. I think there are a lot of barriers in place that prevent whether it be grandparents or other family members reuniting with their family here in Canada. And that's something that we need to work on as well. At the end of the day, I think everybody wants our immigration system to be compassionate and to be fair, and that's something that the NDP is fighting for.
Okay, we have seen in our community also, parents or grandparents, more or less they were following the traditional parties like conservative or liberal, but we're seeing in most of the families that young, generation,
Sure.
they have started following Jagmeet and NDP, and you're also an example of such, such kind of cases. That why is that the young generation is so, influenced by Jagmeet or NDP, and they're following it?
Well, I think we hear a lot from the other two parties about what we can't do in our communities. They'll tell us, no, we can't have that, or it's too hard to do that. But I think young people have the aspiration and the drive to fight for better. These are communities that we are living in, that we're growing up in.
So instead of elders influencing the youngers are influencing the elders.
Well, but I think a lot of elders are coming on board too, and certainly doors that I'm knocking to, there's a lot of older people that are excited for somebody young to be running, for someone with some enthusiasm about our city, because they've seen the other two parties come and go before, and not a lot has changed. It seems like every election, it's a choice between a red door and a blue door. And depending on which way people vote, we get the same outcome. So whether it's young people or older people or any type of person, I think they're looking for something different, and for a party and for a leader that's actually in it for them and actually going to put them first.
At such a young age, while you have completed your studies, worked with a national leader, and got so much good experience, and I'm sure you have good potential to become next parliament member from Brampton Centre.
Thank you. We're working very hard. We have an incredible team here.
You have good future, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Paji. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.